Welcome back to the Lighthouse Tribe. My name's Lana, and I just wanted to say, is anybody having dreams that they feel may be dreams of the future? I have learned that if my dreams are colorful, it's something that I'm going to personally witness, or it's a message just for me, or whoever, or whatever, right? To me, when it's in living color, it means living, a living person, a living, rather, or even just a message to me from the universe in some kind of way. But last night I had a dream that was in color and then suddenly turned to black and white. And I was observing through somebody else's eyes. And it was I was watching what looked like an Asian woman with two children trying to walk across a bunch of rubble, like if there had been an earthquake or some kind of, there wasn't no water, and I feel like it was an earthquake. And I don't know if it's actually a prophetic dream or not. It was in black and white. Like, to me, it either was from the past or from the future, because it wasn't in living color. Does that make sense? So I decided to use the Following the Rivers course. So I started shuffling the cards, and the card that fell out was the traveling card on a map with the map above it. So, and this card's kind of like almost in black and white as well. So I feel like this is either a dream or something that happened in the past or something going into the future. I'm not sure where on the timeline it is. Because this boat is going towards the past, it may be something that happened in the past. And in the dream, the lady had like a 2 or 3 year old, and then she had maybe like a 1 year old, and the smaller child started to fall through the rubble, and she grabbed him just in time. And somebody, whoever's eyes I was looking through, were running forward to help her. So I don't know if this is something that's happened in the past or if it's coming in the future, but I decided to pull cards on it. And for some reason, I just automatically grabbed the Rivers course, which I haven't really been working too much with. So sometimes decks will tell you what, oh, and I just had 2 cards flip over, what they want, oh my goodness, what they want you to use them for. So this one feels like divining dreams all of a sudden. So the next card to follow up is a card called the Lonely Child. Like maybe she had a third child, and this is what he was witnessing, okay? And then the third card that flipped over was this, some kind of travelers. These bugs are supposed to be some kind of travelers, and this says Pont Sel Po Paris. But again, you'll notice there's some kind of like map, and there's a measuring thing there. This is card 3. This is 29. This is 32. This is 3. And again, you see there's that measuring stick on there, right? And now these dreams, these are really in color. So this looks like something going into the future, or something from either something that's happened in the past or something that's going to happen in the future. I'm not really sure. I can't seem to get no real clarity on that. But I'm going to put this aside just for a moment. I'm going to pull the book and read the cards. And the definitions of these cards are very, very small. So, are very short, I mean. So, let's see. Let me see what, so card 29, which is an 11 card, okay? 27, and I'm just going to read it to you guys, okay? And we're going to see what it tells us. So, the horizon, okay, is this card. Again, see how this card's almost in black and white? Setting sail, the horizon beckons, promising the new lands, new dreams, new air to breathe, and leaving behind the responsibilities and troubles that hobbled free will and fresh notion. In this floating state between past and future, plans can be drawn up, conjecture can formulate what lies beyond the horizon, painting in the glory of Turner's Palais, liberation. So maybe this is something that is going to happen in the future, I feel like. Then we jump to a living color card, the Lonely Child. I know that's what that card is called because it resonated with me on another sense. And it's card 32. I don't know if this is going to resonate for anyone else, but there have been times in the past where I have had a dream that came true. Yes, again, this card is called the Lonely Child. I don't know if y'all can see that or not. Devoid of nurturing and affirmation, the child could easily turn cold and callous, but that will not happen. The lonely child will learn to live and love. There is no easy path for those whose loneliness is etched into their hearts. Their maturity is hard won, yet their journeys through ice and fire will soften and harden them in equal proportion, giving them the gentle gift of empathy, compassion. So this, again, is feeling like something happens, and maybe this child loses a parent during this, okay? Or maybe this is a grown-up adult that sees when the woman, like I said, I very clearly saw in my head, the woman almost dropped the child through the rubble. So maybe this is the person that runs up to help them, okay? And then we have this 03 card. Again, I don't know if this is going to resonate with anyone else, or if anyone else has had similar dreams, or your intuition is telling you something similar. So this is the nomads. So maybe this happens, and after this happens, these people, whoever this woman, these two kids are, and whoever this person's eyes I was looking through, maybe they have lost their home, okay, with this. We travel lightly, treading across the surface of our lives with measured steps, counting our perceived stresses and failures, too close to see purpose, too distant to understand any greater context. Across the bridge we crawl, wishing to find better ground, a safer home, and a place we are accepted for our fallibilities. Aspiration. So maybe when this happens, these people don't lose hope. Even though when it happens, there's a lot of loss that happens around them. But over time, they learn something or gain something from this. Their structures falling apart is what I'm hearing. Okay? Wow, structures falling apart. So maybe that it wasn't actually a earthquake or something like that. Maybe it was meaning structures falling apart and almost falling through the cracks. Okay, and then pulling yourself back up by your bootstraps. Okay. Oh, whoa. Okay. Yes. Oh, yes, because I know this card. Oh. Okay, so we've got 4 cards just fell out, guys. I'm going to take the first 2. So this card here has the mothy energy. This looks like a moth to me. Okay, so this feels like going into having some... the subconscious, and there's this man here, right? It feels like maybe this is the person that sees what happens to these people at the time that it happened. And there's this mothy psychic energy, seeing something from the future or the past, or having a pre-knowing about it, is what I'm feeling like from the imagery of this card. And then, guys, this almost, I know it doesn't quite look, but this kind of looks like a woman right here. This shape. Or maybe a ghost of the past. Maybe somebody is remote viewing this, or it happens and they somehow tag into the energy, because there's this mothy energy here, and this looks almost like a skeleton with a dress and hair. Maybe somebody has a dream about, or somehow touches base with some kind of energy that talks about the past. Maybe this is somebody's family lineage. And then this card here is about the grapes, about the grapes of and this looks like another postcard to me. These cards look like postcards to me. But maybe this is, I do know in this, the meaning of this card is that a bunch of people try to go up a tree to get all the fruit, and they can't get the fruit, so they walk away. And then a boy, maybe this lonely child, comes running up and hits the dates with a long stick, getting just enough to feed him and his family. So maybe this is also talking about survival after great loss. Wow. Okay. Again, I'm going to read these 2 cards to y'all because I haven't dwelled in this deck too much. So 47. Let me find 47. And it's these cards are done by seasons. This is a winter card, I think. 44, 45, 46, 47. The Lost. Oh, wow. The Lost. This card is called The Lost, guys. So maybe, wow. So some struggles going on. All he once thought important has become dust. His possessions are given away. His roses transplanted to another garden. Yet there is a rich golden mist swirling around him, and his tenacity remains intact. He has experienced all this before, and he knows there will be a new awakening on another path in another Eden. Resilience. So maybe this is somebody's past lineage that I've seen, where this is somebody's story of survival. Whoever you are, if this reading is resonating for you, maybe you have family afar in another land, and when something happens, you pray for them, but you know that they will be okay in the long run somehow, some way. I realize the dream was mine, but I can't, guys, I always say I cannot be the only one. Because usually people have similar things happen, dreams, events around them. Like if an earthquake happens, everybody goes through it that lives in that area, right? Okay, that's how I akin these emotions and these feelings to this. Because everyone that lives in a hurricane area, they all go through it at the same time, but they all have a different experience. Even if you're all the same family in one household, you all experience it different, right? But this feels like somebody has something major happen that they come through some kind of survival, and rather it's something that happens to someone in the future, or it's something that I've picked up on that's somebody's past. I feel like this is definitely gonna is a message for someone. Okay, so now let's see what this 18 card is. 13, 14, 15, 16. The Desert Feast. Okay. The Desert Feast. The palm is heavily laden with fruit. It's common knowledge that each dome contains a golden pit. Many try to clamber up the trunk, desperate to pluck the tree's wealth, but the sap is thick and slippery and sends the climbers sliding back down. When all have given up and gone home, a small boy arrives with a long stick and knocks down just enough fruit to feed his family. Humility. So this feels like somebody also picking up on that energy of what it can maybe feel like sometimes when you've learned a lesson the hard way, and instead of it roughening and toughening you, it does roughen and toughen you, but it also teaches you humility, right? Of something that you didn't see, that now when you think about it, it really makes you feel humble to go, aren't I blessed? Aren't I lucky that I survived all that? So again, I feel like this is a story about survival. And both of these cards refer to a child, and a boy at that. Maybe this is someone's ancestors past, or maybe this has not even happened yet. Take it how it resonates for you, because this is definitely something that just feels like it feels like one of them subtle messages that comes through the realms in our sleep, because it was a dream. It was a dream for me, guys. So, and sometimes they do, with the little bit of psychic mediumship abilities that I do have, I have gotten dreams of people's passed on loved ones. So I don't know, again, if this is something that happened in the past or something that's going to happen in the future. But I feel like it's going to have meaning for someone. I would really appreciate if y'all would let me know in the comments. I want to pull one more card from this. I'm going to pull an underneath card, the card on top. I'm going to shuffle them. See how many times they want me to. I already knew before I even... Okay. So, card on the bottom. What's underneath? Shifting between two places, the sun and the moon. Time of transient, I feel like. And what's the one on top? The blind leading the blind. So this feels like something that hasn't happened yet. Guys, I'm going to read these two cards to you as well. Like I said, these are very short. So card 45 and 43. 43 and 45. So 45 says, the chasm. Sun and moon are one, joined at the hip. Man and woman, day and night, balanced on the edge of a gorge within sight of home and hearth, yet separated by an abyss. Are they destined to fall like Icarus? Like Icarus twins, or is there some leap of hope they may yet take? Humanity and greedy inclinations take all of us to the edge of midnight. Panic. So this definitely feels like something that is going to happen in the future. Now, that definitely makes me think of something that's happening in the future. Okay? Where somebody has something, drama, something that's meant to bring something to them. And then 43, the blind leading the blind. I know that's what the card is called. 43, the blind. Okay? The blind are leading the blind. Confused and lost, they stumble through a tunnel of night, hunger driving them forward. If they survive, and that's not guaranteed, their eyes will eventually uncloud, their feathers will sprout, and they will one day take to the sky. But till that day, they will be potentially fodder for the crows. Fear. So again, this is feeling like something, not knowing the aftermath of what's going to happen. Again, it feels like a message of survival. Whoever you are, I feel like your fears, maybe you've got some ungrounded fear. Let me take the next card on top again and see what we've got here. And then this card has to do with the angel and the serpent, the ghost serpent. So maybe this is a message of facing your fears going into the future. But it still feels like a survival lesson. Let me get 24 and see what it says. The serpent angel. So there's an angel message in here. The serpent angel. I love that. I absolutely love this card. The vermilion winged angel, which is the red, tumbles from the sky, and the white dragon serpent is set free. The heavenly wars have raged for eons with no winner in sight. These gods are indifferent to the suffering of mortals. Their argument is a matter of pride. So there's a pride issue here. Nothing short of an all-encompassing victory will appease either, yet that can never occur, for good and evil are codependent. They require each other to exist. Disgust. So it feels like something that happens, somebody's observing it, and they're not really happy with the outcome. And they're still trying to figure their way of surviving through it. So maybe a bunch of emotions come up to the forefront after all this. Maybe someone doesn't like the path that someone else takes, or feels like something was done to somebody that was out of somebody else's control. But when they see it, they're upset with the ones that are involved because they feel like they could have done something different. But overall, again, a path of survival. So if you have gone through something traumatic, okay, you will survive this, okay? And even if you get upset about being blinded to the facts, don't beat yourself up too much, this is saying, okay? Because you will come out ahead eventually. What do I want? Let's grab a couple of message of the cosmic oracle cards. What else do you want to tell them about this message? Oh, that flipped. Open your heart, not just a little, all the way, and let love flow in. So somebody may be feeling too caught up in the present moment to solve the problem, I'm hearing. You need to step back from it. Let go of that disgust or that feeling of feeling like you didn't do enough, or you didn't, you've got to realize that you cannot control everything that happens. You will survive this. You will get through this. Make time to play, have fun, be free. You're focusing too hard on the issue to being able to clearly see that you are surviving this. Be authentic. Anything else is just exhausting. You're too caught up in your head. Stop trying to carry the world on your shoulders. This is a message of survival and letting go, okay? This is a lesson learned. This is what feels like a repeat lesson of something that's out of your control. Maybe it's other people. Knowing that you will survive this, your family, the foundation beneath your feet is going to be firm. You need to quit holding on so tight and to step back and let your clarity seep through. And quit putting such tight boundaries. You will survive this. This is definitely feeling like a major message for someone. And it may not even be something that's quite happened yet, or it may be something that's happened in the past that you're still holding on to. But it is a message of survival. This too shall pass. You will be okay. You're trying to do too much. Trying to do too much. Step back and release. Let it all go. I got that message the other day. And this really feels like somebody's step back from trying to be everything to everybody. Because it's going to cause you in some ways to maybe be bitter when you wouldn't have been if you would have just stepped back and realized people are still going to be people. Whatever happens that's beyond your control, you will survive this. And you're going to be better for it. I feel like this was a pathetic dream I had for somebody else. I don't feel like this is for me. I feel like this is for somebody else. And you're just trying to do too much. It's maybe something from the past or something that hasn't even come in for you yet. Maybe you are not remembering to let your own inner child come out. Wow. Okay, so while I'm looking at this card, this card just kind of shifted for me. And it felt like it is opening up and letting light come in a place that has been dark in your heart or dark in your psyche or being too close to the picture to see it. You need to step back. No, not one step. No, not two. 3. Keep going. Keep stepping back and look at the bigger picture. You're too involved in it to make a decision out of clarity. But it will come. Again, this is feeling like some kind of activation. Something that's meant to activate for you. You're getting your life force energy drained by being too focused on this. Okay, let's grab a couple of runes. Definitely moving into the future. Learning lessons, spiritual warrior, picking up the sword of destiny, picking up. This is beginning to feel like, again, a survival message, but it's also feeling like not being able to change the past and being able to move into the future, even though you can't quite see it clearly yet. This too shall pass is what I keep hearing. And right now, you're not going to move too far into the future because you're needing to clear this negative out, whatever it is. And let the emotions go. Open up your, like, it feels like, to a certain extent, like your crown chakra and your third eye's trying to open up. It's like it almost feels like your psychic vision is kind of cloudy because you're too focused on something small that shouldn't be, and you've got an angel or an ancestor trying to come in and help you to clear this out. There's too much chaos around you for you to effectively think clearly through this situation. You've got to take some time out. This too shall pass. I still keep hearing that. Rewards for efforts. This rune also means in about a year. It also means legalities. Then we have the strength rune. I'm hearing let your pride go, or don't be so prideful. You're getting ready to step through a new era of your life. A completion of beginnings, a new way of thinking, a new way of being. And they're saying that's it. A new portal, a new door is getting ready to open for you as soon as you let this go. But it's going to take a while, okay? Because Jeremy's in about a year. You're being too close to the issue to be able to effectively be able to solve it. So, guys, I hope this resonated for someone. Again, this is just a dream that I had, literally had, of something major happening. And I hope this made sense. I just felt like it was just somebody else's message coming in that they were wanting me to talk about and to pull runes on. And you can be effective in solving this, whatever this is, whether it's happened yet or not. This too will pass. You will survive, whatever this is. All right, guys. Life force energy. Lighthouse.